Oh hey there lads, my name is Lossy. Thank you again for checking out one of my videos. Before we dive into the conversation, maybe tickle that subscribe button. The more subscribers we have, the more proud my dad, Flackfire, will be of me, so please help me out. In today's video, we're tackling a touchy but relevant topic being discussed within the core Battlefield community across social media. The DICE we once knew seems to be gone. So who exactly is making the next game? How this is scary but can sort of be looked at in a positive light. As always, timestamps are available in the video description in case you'd like to skip a certain portion of the commentary. It's hard to say when exactly this transition began, when the old DICE, the studio that delivered Battlefield 1942, Bad Company, and Battlefield 4, slowly but surely became the studio that brought us Battlefield 5. Of course, like with any business on the planet, the employee turnover can be attributed to a number of factors. Maybe the employee is simply looking for something different. Maybe they're moving or forced to move because of personal reasons. It isn't always an indicator of the studio's direction. I myself find it insane to work in one place for too long. More than 10 years is just incredible to me. So when Patrick Bach, the former DICE general manager, left the company in 2016 after a whopping 14 years, well, I could hardly blame him. That's a long ass time to stay in one place. But what's different here is that 2016 saw the beginning of a mass exiting of producers, developers, and other dicers. Key people in terms of the Battlefield franchise especially. Patrick Sutherland, David Sirland, Alan Kurtz, Jakob Ajmal, Joje Dalund, Sven Grunberg, Dennis Brandval, Ryan Duffin, and so many more. Key people that have spent years working on the Battlefield franchise, some since the very beginning with Battlefield 1942. David Sirland was one of the top dogs at DICE LA that turned Battlefield 4 around in that third year of support and made that game into one of the most beloved of the series. Jakob Ajmal pioneered the Battlefield 1 CTE and was a fantastic voice for the community. Joje Dalund worked on Battlefield 1 Incursions, again focusing so much on community feedback. Alan Kurtz was integral to the core design of pretty much every Battlefield game going back 10 years. Developers come and go, I'm sure, but these names mentioned, along with dozens more, have left a hole in DICE. It's sort of scary to think that the map designers that handcrafted some of the community's favourite maps of all time are now working at other studios like Ubisoft and Embark Studios. That some of the most community-focused producers have taken a step back from AAA and are now working in indie studios. Now, not only do I respect them all for what they've done, I obviously wish them all the best of luck with their future endeavours, but what is worrying is that hole they've left. A void of pure talent that many assume cannot be filled. It's the next Battlefield game that will supply us the proof in most people's opinions. The next game will highlight whether or not the new devs, producers and dicers can live up to the talent of the past. But it's me, and I try to look at it from more than one angle, especially with a topic like this. There's no arguing that DICE has lost some truly talented people, but maybe, just maybe, that's a good thing. The common complaint here is that without such notable people working on Battlefield internally, the next game and Battlefields to follow will be bad. Whereas I would like to offer up a counter argument that spins this theory in a more positive light. Sure, we've lost those people that made the classic games we've fallen in love with, but who has replaced them? From what I can tell, a lot of the people on the ground actually doing the work, coding and programming the next game are fans of Battlefield. People that started like you and me as players. To tell them they don't know Battlefield is like me telling you that you don't like Battlefield. They aren't game changers, they're actual developers that have studied, but more importantly, they're people that have played and have interacted in the community before. I've seen it. I've seen Battlefield YouTubers go from making videos about Battlefield to working on Battlefield in DICE itself. So yes, while I completely agree that we've lost some incredible talent And it will be clear from the get-go, from the second the next game is even teased, Battlefield will be different from now on. It might actually be as bad as we think though. On the surface at least, the people working on the games now are us, sort of. They mightn't be the people that started the franchise with Battlefield 1942, but they're the people that fell in love with those older games and now have the chance to make the changes they feel the players will approve of because, in a way, they are the players. There is cause for concern, obviously, because without those past developers, the games will be made differently. They'll focus on a different vision, and the game will just work differently. So for anyone hoping the next Battlefield game will just be Battlefield 3 2.0, sure, the devs may take inspiration, but ultimately they're different people, and I think the game we'll get will be far different. Besides, all of this is a pointless conversation because of the elephant in the room. The people doing the work, the developers actually putting in the time and effort, is only part of the equation. They all report to their team leaders, who in turn report to upper management, who then report to EA. So, while the game may be made by the fans of the series, they aren't the people calling the shots. Like we saw with Battlefield 5, poor decision making from upper management caused the game to go from one disaster to another before EA inevitably pulled the trigger. In the end, all we can do is hope that the people who understand the game and somewhat know what the players actually want are the ones calling the shots. EA published a blog recently actually detailing how they are taking a step back in terms of providing their vision on how games should be made, instead leaving it up to the actual developers. While DICE weren't directly mentioned in the article, I certainly hope the decisions are left to the few that genuinely know what they're doing. Regardless, like I said, prepare for a different Battlefield this year, lads, but don't assume that's a bad thing. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, massage that like button. Or if you didn't, well, hit dislike. Make sure you're subscribed for more from me, but until the next one, I'll see you lads later.